We are in the midst of a 5 interview day, and we are at number two, umero dos. And man, look who we have, boys and girls, are returning. This is Sir in the Pot with Don Kincaid, and my very special guest, the returning, the Cure, Lucas Chase. Welcome back, my friend.
Thank you for having me, Don. It's good
Yeah,
to be back, man. A lot has happened since the last time I was here.
that's exactly why you are here today, my. We have talk about, and I didn't think I would be happy ever in my lifetime to see one the Cure Lucas Shane.
Well,
I
I
even
gotta say right off the rip, I do like the merch you are sporting today. That is very nice, Garm. You got.
I had to pull out the merch because I am in a good mood because uh, Mr. Lucas Chase has changed the tune as of late. We have seen something happen from one Lucas Chase. We're going to get into everything. And I want to start off with a little something, something because we've been waiting for this. This has been a culmination of a year and a half, which leads us into a little something, something. So
Right.
before we get into all of the wrestling stuff, it's been a bit, maybe 6 months or so. Yourself,
Give or take.
fam, your circle, everybody good with the King COVID? Never mind.
The King COVID.
Yeah, everybody good, my friend?
Everybody's great, man. It's been a whirlwind year. It's with everything going on, not only in our little world of pro wrestling and indie wrestling, but in real life too, and just with COVID and everything. But everybody's great. Everyone's remained healthy for the most part, and I haven't had too many knowledgeable people in my life that have experienced the dealing with that and stuff like that. And I mean, when you're close with the Cure himself, I mean, it's hard to catch COVID. I mean, let's just we'll start right there. I mean, come on,
Sure says it all.
that's the Cure. It's the Cure. I tell you what, though, this all jokes aside and very tongue in cheek, but coronavirus was probably the I'm probably the only wrestler that this has been the greatest thing for his career because merchandising opportunities galore when it comes to what I'm doing.
I mean, King COVID. Let's just start there. I mean, that's money.
That's money. That's money. We're printing it. We're printing
uh, one of the best gimmicks going, I guess, if you want. One of the strongest, not the best, one of the strongest gimmicks going right now. Uh,
it.
but anywho, I'm glad to see that you're all good. I love seeing you smile. I know,
It's
boys and girls, I know if you've watched our past interview or seen him with Mr. Waller, this was a different side. He's smiling. I'm smiling. We're laughing. We're having fun.
right.
We're getting into this, and I know I've said it once, but I'm going to repeat. We're getting into this because this is a new thing between Kincaid and Mr. The Cure. This is definitely a different tune that we've ever played. Usually it's a little,
Brand new.
yes, a little rougher, a little gruffer, a little edgier. So let's dive into everything that has occurred since we've been off the last time, my friend, because BST was alive and well for a couple few shows there. And I know you
Yeah.
are a main part of BST, Blood, Sweat, Tears Wrestling. You were, and I hate to use the word were, but I have to set the tone. You were the heavyweight champion,
Right.
and you had one, two, maybe three shows, if I'm not mistaken, that you snuck in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So during the midst of the whole COVID pandemic and during quarantine, we worked with the Acoustic in Bridgeport and Toe Talk Tavern in Bridgeport as well. And we were able to put on 3 shows within a month of a half. Two of those shows were within a week of each other, all with crowds. Limited, social distancing parameters, temp checks. We had everything put in place. With the city of Bridgeport worked with us, which was great. And the community of Black Rock really received us very well. And they're clamoring and ready for BST 2021. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. I got a few huge announcements because, like you said, I play a major part in Blood, Sweat, Tears Wrestling, and that major part has expanded in a major way when it comes to my dealings with that company. But yes, we did the Tournament of Titans, we did Electric Boogaloo, and then we did Park City Showdown, which was a huge success. Park City Showdown was a great show that saw a lot of things happen. And one of the things that they saw happen, that you saw happen, was the 60-minute Iron Man match between myself and one Dustin Flash Waller. And I came up just short on that one. We went into overtime, and I got the shoulders pinned to the mat for the 1-2-3. And I know this is going to sound weird, but very, very well fought victory, and a congratulations to the new BST champion, Dustin Waller. That match is something that I'm going to carry with me forever. And, you know, it is something that was born in blood and ended with respect. And anyone who saw that match, I mean, that was great. It was a hell of a main event, and we had a blast doing it.
A year and a half culmination stemming all the way back from the debut event of BST. And because things got really rocky in between, and then the COVID, so this kind of built up for a while. I had both of you on Stir in the Pot. You did a little barking back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then the future came. The BST show happened. Like you said, you came up just a tad short. I watched all three in the entirety as they ran live on Facebook, and I'd like to jump into that, and then we're going to jump into what happened between you and Mr. Waller. The production that BST is giving not only the company but us, the fans, we get to see these cool promos with these flashy graphics and stuff. We get to see the Facebook live feed being live right at the venue. It's happening. You have a mobile guy, you have a hard cam, and we get to see it live. The last one was just a little wonky.
And that had a lot to do with the outdoor and connectivity, and you know, we got it done, but it could have been better. It could have been better.
It was a little wonky, and that's what I was feeling, was the connection between what you were trying to provide outside in the ring, and the connection was probably inside the building. So I would imagine it was a struggle. I kind of pushed through it. I did have to stop a couple times. I'm like, MFer, this is really burning my butt. But then I'd come back and I would just try to push through it. And I got through it, man. And that 60-minute, and I'm not taking slight from any other of the matches that happened, 60-minute Iron Man match. I was really, really, really looking forward to that because of the culmination that you both built up in the storyline. Me as a fan, love storylines, love characters, love long title reigns, if you will. I like those kind of things. So you did have a nice little reign as a champion. The guard has changed. You guys had a fantastic time. But the production, my friend, how does a company, because I've seen some pretty sketchy production, if you will. The production at BST is giving us, the fans, and the company as a promotion. How did that relationship start? Who's doing all of this?
So actually, we, and by we, you know, BST, you know, it started with Omar Jimenez and stuff like that. Let's just backtrack back in June of 2019 when we did the Battle at Black Rock and everything, or June of 2018 rather, you know, and then we were slated to go up to with the 2018. I dropped in my head too many times. Back when we did the Battle at Black Rock, that all started, and that was just like a normal indie show. We put together, you know, everybody put together a car. We all got the call. We did everything, and then everything kind of just got put on hold due to some financial restrictions and issues. And Omar Jimenez, who was the leading partner and leading owner of BST Wrestling, you know, looked towards me, a local guy in the Bridgeport area representing the 203. And, you know, we kind of started working together. I started like hitting up different people and saying, you know, we need to think bigger. We wanted to think bigger. We wanted BST not to just be an indie show. We wanted BST to be a professional wrestling company, a sports entertainment company. And we wanted it to give the fans something that you would see in the mainstream, but at a local level that you can sink your teeth into. And that's why we have the storylines. That's why we did what we did with, myself and Dustin, the way that it was presented, the way that we sunk our teeth into it, the way that we continued the they say kayfabe is dead, but it's not. It's all about committing to it, you know? And I mean, we had podcasts and things of that nature that me and Dustin did separately where people were like, damn, you guys have some serious heat with each other. You don't like each other. You know, me and Dustin purposely stayed out of locker rooms together because we wanted to sell that we wanted everything to come across as what it was to us, and that was real. And that storyline culminated in the best possible way at the Iron Man match. And the person who's doing all the production value is a very close personal friend of mine, Kevin Santabria. Kevin Santabria Photography and Videography, based out of Bridgeport. Phenomenal, up and coming, talented videographer, and he is just nailing everything. We have production meetings, and we have this, that, and the third, where we actually sit down and go through creative, and we have everything kind of dished out in a perfect world, how we want it to be 6 months from now, and then we work backwards. So we have that tangible outlook. Okay, this is where we need to be. How do we get there? Where's the roadmap? And I say we because, like I stated a little bit before, it started with Omar Jimenez. And this is the breaking announcement that I wanted to say. I now have a bigger role in BST than just talent and just worker. A lot of people in the independent wrestling industry as workers don't like to admit this and don't like to go about this, except for a select few. I am the claiming and leading shareholder, stockholder, owner, whatever you want to call it. BST is now property of Team Never Stop Moving and Lucas Chase. And we are going to be moving forward in 2021 in a huge, huge way. And I know we discussed this a little bit a couple days ago when we, planned this out, but we are going to be putting on a bunch of shows this year, not just sneaking in 3. BST's coming back, and we are going to have Blood, Sweat, Tears Wrestling presents Derailed, Road to Success, Cataclysm, Mega Card 1, and of course, the Tournament of Titans will be making its return, and Park City Showdown 2. All will be happening this year. And we have a few surprises, a couple roster debuts that are in the works right now. And BST is going to be, if last year was the coming out party, this is going to be the landmark.
Wow. So much to take in right there, my friend. I love the relationship between yourself and Kevin as this production thing has been shown to us. And like you said, you can sink your teeth into it a little bit and it stands out. And that's why I bring it up in this interview, because it does stand out to me as a fan. And I've said, and I know it's hard. I know it's expensive. And I'm not slighting on anybody for a lower production value. But when something else that jumps out in your face as what you're doing, it plainly just jumps out in your face. So
as a fan growing up, Don, like you hit the nail on the head, is that it's something, it stands out, but it generates excitement in the fan and all of us, because when you see something that gets you excited, you want to see it happen. You want to see it through. And if we're giving people, the excitement right off the rip on the first go around, they're going to come back. They're going to say, hey, let's check this out, because if that looked great, I can't wait to see the final product.
Yeah, absolutely. So this announcement that you've just named off, and I counted along with you, you've named off a half dozen events that you have already named, and I'm assuming you have some kind of schedule lined up. Is that correct?
We do have a schedule lined up, and we're going to be announcing something as to when these events will be airing. They are going to be in COVID regulation. As long as we have to, the majority of them will be no fans in attendance.
Okay.
And they will be live on what it will be launching our BST website, and it will be on live the way we've been doing it. You can click it, watch it, live it, and really ingest it. But we're going to have a couple twists and turns along the way. And
thank you.
We do. Yeah, of course. We have a lot of unanswered questions coming out of Park City Showdown from October and going forward, like myself in the Bike Club, like the first challenger for Dustin Waller. Who's it going to be? What's going to happen with the Haven? Is there, Logan X did win the King of the 203. He's guaranteed a number one contendership title match. It's a lot of unanswered questions. Where's Big Jim been? Where's Kylon King and Doc Shady landing? Mm-hmm. We have Big Juicy, the BST Women's Champion. What's going on with her? No, that's right. It wasn't just Flash winning that that strap at Park City Showdown. Big Juicy had a hell of a triple threat match, and she walked away with the gold as well.
Absolutely. You call that the Monarchs Championship? Is that correct?
That's right, the Monarchs title. That's it. And a lot of people say, "Well, why the Monarch?" Well, because a monarch is a queen, and when you sit on the throne, you wear that crown. You are the monarch. You're leading the division. It's like being a patriarch.
That is Big Juice, because she's a very young talent right now. That's
right.
her very first championship, my friend.
Yes, it is. And, congratulations to Big Juicy. Actually, Rookie of the Year at Kevin Landry's Shut Up and Wrestle. Big
Yes, sir.
shout out to Kevin Landry, Shut Up and Wrestle up there. They're doing great work up there. And, she's deserving of everything that she's getting. And we're very happy to have her on the BST roster. And we're very excited to see where she goes from here. And we're very excited to see where BST is going to go. And I would keep in mind, we haven't posted anything on social media in a long time, but those posts are going to come soon. They're going to come fast, and they're going to come heavy, because we're going to be announcing all the dates for the shows. We're going to be announcing matches really quick. And rumor has it around the mill that BST might be debuting a new championship at one of these shows. And that championship is going to really solidify who is going to be the next in line for main event status.
Oh, wow. I like when we get to see new titles, and you don't want to flood, a promotion with them. But I like when the new ones come up, something different, something unique, something with an idea behind it, not just put together with one of maybe a regular old name.
No.
And I'll use an example. I'm just going to use a quick example here. Northeast Wrestling, they do a thing. They have a live champion where they have one live match on their YouTube channel when they host their events at Bethany. And that would be when you would see that match. All of us could see it for free on their YouTube while the show is going on. So it's called the Live Championship. And Christian Casanova, I believe, is the first and only, and has been defending that championship. So my point being of saying that is it's unique. It has a little flair to it. It involves us, the fans, to go to their YouTube channel, maybe get more subscribers and such like that. So it's this marketing tool all at the same time, while giving us a new championship title to kind of follow.
It means something, it makes it mean something.
Yes.
What's a championship, if it has no meaning, and that's what we're really looking to promote is the meaningfulness behind everything. We did it with the BST, heavyweight championship. We did it with the Monarchs championship. We did it with the debut of the tag team championships, and that amazing tag team invitational gauntlet match, which, in a hell of a showing, out number one, the Haven put on a hell of a performance in that match, only to come up short. And, it was amazing. But, it made the titles mean something. It made that division mean something, and at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. That's what we want to do. And BST was founded, at its heart on opportunity. And we're not just, putting that as like a tagline, it's what we give for what we love, blood, sweat, and tears. Right. So with that, this is not like any other independent promotion. This is a promotion where if you come in and you work hard, you're going to get opportunity. If you have connection with that audience, you're going to get opportunity. And we don't play politics in BST. We don't do any of that bullshit that you see at other promotions. Okay, I don't give a fuck where you trained. I don't give a shit who you are, where you've been. If you come in, you're in that locker room as a part of one of the boys and one of the girls, and you're putting in that hard work, you're gonna get opportunity. And notice, I'm not talking about pushes or anything like that. I'm talking about you go to work, you work hard, and you get the chance at the next level. And that's all we want. That's all we want. And BST is going to give you that in 2021. And I'm very excited to see it. And I've been working on my thing. Like you said, it's a different tune. It's a different age. I know you saw the New Year's photo.
I did.
New Year's Eve.
Twisted my
I had. we're brothers in blood, him and I. We brothers that became family in between those ropes.
Nice.
And
Great seeing that. Great seeing that.
yeah, it's a product of our environment, right?
I want to touch on one more thing with the BST. I'm sure
Yeah.
we'll be talking more of it sprinkled in before we get into uh, the whole. I don't even like to say it, so I'll just say BC. I don't like to really say the long.
Well, you know what they say is that BC sucks. So
Yeah. Thank you. Now I have to address this point. It's been kind of chatted about as the first BST show came out. We were running live on Facebook. Okay. Now I noticed as a fan that ring was just a little bit different than some of the rings that we've seen at other.
yeah.
Now, as a fan, I was getting questioned on the side. What is going on over there at BST? I go, I don't know. I'm watching it just like you. So I was getting some questions by the fans first off, but then that kind of circulates into the workers, if you will. The workers are seeing this, and they all have, they have opinions and such. And
yeah,
it was,
everybody's an expert, right? Everybody's an expert.
but it wasn't like private messages to me. There was some chatter on the Facebook lives. There was some chatter post the Facebook lives on that. I've been waiting. This is one question besides the stupid BC. I've been waiting to ask you this question. This ring, it looked like it was quite small, nothing near a traditional size match, limited to what you could do in the ring. Maybe have to change the moveset a smidge to adapt, if you will.
Some might say, you say adapt, some might say learn how to work.
Okay. I'm going to take a stab at this, and I because my curiosity has got me. Was that a 10 by 10 ring, or what size is that thing?
Bingo bango, you need to hit the nail right on the head. So what happened was this. COVID shut us down, okay? We were gearing up to do the Tournament of Titans Electric Boogaloo and Park City Showdown, regardless of anything that happened in the world, right? But what happened in the world was a global-wide pandemic. So what we said was, let's find a venue willing to do this. The venue we found was the Acoustic, which is a very small business music venue in Bridgeport, very iconic Bridgeport music scene. Anyone worked there, Salt has probably played there. And they agreed to partner with us and let us run 2 shows in there.
Okay.
The kicker is it's a very small venue. There's a music stage where we put seating. We had to put plexiglass dividers, whole 9 yards. So what happened was we were like, let's see what we can map out big enough to fit 50 people in here with social distancing, 100 people, what it might be, whatever, and be able to fit a ring and still work. Turns out we were able to fit a 10 by 10 comfortably in there. We had bar service, the whole 9 yards, and it was a 10 by 10 ring. We saw the comments, we saw the feedback, right? And I get it. If I was watching it, I'd go, oh, what is this? Like, what's going on here? However, the one thing you did not see ever was the fact that you didn't see any of the workers wince. You didn't see workers complain. No one changed it up. Hell, Big Jim was doing power bombs in there. Dustin caught me with a 450 splash. I power bombed Logan X off the top rope. We put on 2 shows in the confines of that ring. And then what happened at Park City Showdown? We went outdoor and we went 20 by 20. Okay, when we had the room, we did it. The thing about BST, I just said it, opportunity. Not complaining, not bitching, not moaning, not making excuses. And none of us did it. We put together 3 shows against all the odds, whatever we had to do to work. And we know how to work. And we got it done. Some of us better than others, some of us more efficiently than others, but we got it done. Hell, Dan the Man was in there. You're telling me someone as reputable as Dan the Man is going to walk in there, see a 10 by 10 ring and go, oh, I'm going home? No, we're going to work. It's going to be what it is. And but you know what the takeaway is? They were watching. There was eyes on the product. everyone was talking about what? BST. And Don, I'm going to move a little bit. Sorry, I apologize if you get a little shaky. I'm just going to
That's fine.
relocate here in my home.
That's quite all right.
Yeah, so it is what it is. It's something that we did and we worked with, and we had to work around. It happens, and it's the world of professional wrestling, of live entertainment. And at the end of the day, we put on a show for the fans. We put on a show for the great people in Bridgeport, and we rocked it out.
Mm-hmm.
Hell or high water. This is what we do.
That is the takeaway. Is the show went on, the job got done, the entertainment value stayed, and you just made the space that you had to work with work.
Right.
So I mean, I totally appreciate all that, and I know, and there was no way. I know that BST and company saw the chatter because it was within your footage and whatnot. So I've been wanting to ask you about that because it's such a different thing that you had to, so out of the norm, out of the box.
Absolutely. Yep.
When you're used to something 16 or 18 or 20.
Right.
So because I would never get in that ring. You see me, I'm built like a candle. I'm not getting in that MFer. So as the talent is coming in the door and they're seeing that, hey, this is something different for me. Are they getting in the ring and running the ropes, feeling it out? How was that?
Absolutely, and that entire process was, everybody, we saw the faces, and it's like, hey, you want to see what you can do? Get in there and figure it out. What we do in this business is we are trained and we are taught to work in certain aspects. What those aspects are ever changing. Styles are all completely different. There's a million and one ways to skin a cat. There's a million ways to cook a steak. Medium rare is probably the best, but at the end of the day, you can cook it any which way you like it. Okay. And that goes not only for the indies and that goes for BST, but that goes for the mainstream of professional wrestling. That goes everywhere. New Japan is different than the WWE, is different than ROH, is different than Impact, is different than AEW. There is not one thing that is exactly the same as everything else. Okay. They're all the same car with different colors of paint on it, and that the art is infinite. And, if you're a worker worth your salt, you're going to work. You're going to work and you're going to do it.
Well, kudos to BST, all of the roster, and everybody that surrounded it, the production team, the ring crew, everybody that got it all together. You pulled off 3 shows, very short time.
Yep.
And my hat's off to BST for just, giving us the fans, giving the workers something of value, something of value to go do, and instead of, doing the sitting at home, being a hermit, doing the quarantine or whatever's going on in anybody's life right now, it gave them something to do related to their passion. So
absolutely,
my hat's off.
And Don, I hate to do it, but I love what we're talking about. But I'm getting to go home from my wife. It is my son's 4th birthday party right now, and we are rocking and rolling. I'm getting to go home, so let's rock it out.
If there's one thing we have to do is listen to the boss. We have to do that. So that's first off.
Getting heat, brother. I'm getting heat.
So I mean, you know me. I can yammer. Mrs. Chase, I could yammer and yammer and yammer forever. I really appreciate you giving us this look behind BST because this isn't really where I expected it to go. But real quick, before I do let you go, if I can, because I have a busy day ahead of you. This whole turnaround with Lucas Chase, what's going on? Why the turn of leaf? Thank you for getting out of the BC. And I'm glad that all occurred. They say a beatdown. I just say you let them have a little bit of fun. Screw them. But what is this?
Just wrestled for 60 minutes. They didn't beat anybody down. They picked up some scraps. And I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to the Bike Club, and when it comes to them and Seven and Stevie and everybody else in there, their comeuppance is coming. I can promise you that. I'm gonna get my revenge on that. I'm gonna make sure that the Cure is understood as what it was, and I carried the Bike Club for the entirety of that run. Okay, there's no instance where anyone didn't think that I was the best worker, the best talker, the best looking, and the only real champion in that clique. Okay, now that I'm out, they're gonna get theirs eventually. But the turn of the chase, right? That's what we wanted to talk about. And the turn of the chase is this, man. You know, I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through alcohol addiction. I've been through drug addiction. I've been through a lot of things that I don't talk about. There's a reason that I wear the sobriety symbol on my tights. It's on my merch and everything. And Never Stop Moving is a piece of my heart, because the Cure is just that. It's ever moving. It's always in motion. Okay. And I wanted to show the different side of me to the wrestling fans, to the people that have supported me, to everybody in the wrestling business that knows me as being this vindictive, this crazy, this mean, this asshole heel. And now you're going to get a different side. Am I going to lose my aggression? Nah, probably not. Am I gonna lose the way that I talk? No, definitely not. But it's gonna be a different side. And you know what? I've been up at PAPW. I made my debut at Under the Radar. I've been up, at XWA in Rhode Island. Got victories over, Zach Gibbs. I was able to work with Jiggy Sosa. I was able to work with Marcos. I was able to work with Trayvon Jordan. Guys that I respect and share locker rooms and pick their brains. And it's been a great end of 2020. It's been a great beginning to 2021, and sky's the limit for Lucas Chase at this point. And I just gotta say, Flight Cubs got theirs coming. Me and Dustin are on the same page. I got much respect for the Miracle Generation. Shout out to Kylon King. Shout out to the Haven. Shout out to Dustin Waller, my boys. Shout out to PAPW, who have been very welcoming to the Cure. I've been going up there to train as of late. And it's been a good experience, and I got to give a shout out to Vlad, to Showtime Marcel Williams, to a lot of people who I have known for a bit, and now with how my life has changed and my personal demons have been put aside, the Cure is rocking, and we're gonna be doing a lot of different things with a lot of different people, man.
Well, you look very rejuvenated. I'm going to throw that right at you. You look great. The smile is fantastic.
Thank you.
This whole character change, the spin around, I cannot wait to see where this goes. Seeing you hanging out with Dustin Waller in a ring, doing the old selfie thing, effed up my mind. So I cannot wait to see where this all goes. And BST, I wish you the best, all of the success in 2021, because you have a full plate ahead of you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Don. I do appreciate it, my man. Thank you for having me, and I'll speak to you soon, brother.
This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, The Cure, Lucas Chase. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, brother.